Good morning. So, gonna get things going today. A little later than I probably had hoped, but hopefully we got enough time to do all of Read 2. Um, but if not, we'll move on from Read 2 to the race. Sign-ups are at 10:30. So I've got 40 minutes to do just play this, and then I've got 20 minutes after sign-ups to kind of finish up this and get prepped for the race. So we will be doing the race. It's an open mode seat today. Hopefully something basic will help me kind of overcome some bad races the last couple of nights. We finished last night's mystery. We'll talk about that as we jump into the rest of the stream. Once again, our first time this morning, today is a promo stream for Read 2. Thank you to Ratalaika Games for providing the key for today's stream. If you're not aware, Read Remastered was out not too long ago. So, to have a sequel already come out is a little surprising, but but such is life. And hello, Olcash, and then thank you to, let's see. Let me go through all these auto hosts and hosts, because thank you to all you people. We got Dopey, Chin, Leaky, Joe, Mr. Coolness, Olcash, Reese, Reese again. So thank you everybody for the auto host this morning. It's weird. Last night when I was doing the race, no auto host came in until like the end. And I think the only Hey, Emma. I don't know what you're implying there, because whoa. Okay. Lucky guess. Find the first hidden level. Oh, are you playing Driving Essentials? Oh, that's a game there. Um Back up lost. Die once. Died again. I don't think they give an achievement for dying again. Driving Essentials was okay. Definitely doesn't feel like a game. Well, my thought about the it as a tool to learn how to drive. Like it's a little too gamey at times. So like, um, going for the um, like some of the lessons, especially the highway ones, where it's like super mean about like what counts as being too close or too far. And I know how to drive. It's not like I drive. You know, I have a car. Just um sorry, had to sneeze. Um yeah, I think if I was a new driver, I'd be like, "Oh, that's, you know, and that's really their goal." I don't know if I follow them on Twitter or like I just see the promotion of it or somebody I know retweets them a bunch. But like I see their tweets and really their whole goal is just driver, you know, knowledge. Um that was the whole point of their. Can you kill those things? Bounce on them. Okay. Um but yeah, their whole thing was like just teaching and they don't make any bones about it. Like that's their goal. Um just a sec. I'll be right back. There's somebody at the door. No Grubhub. I thought it was a package. Well, it was a package, but not the package I was thinking it was. So, but yeah, I enjoy driving essentials at least somewhat. But I know that I'm not the target audience for it, and that's okay. I do think as a game, it's too easy to cheese stuff. The highway sections especially. Um, I pretty much drove like the prototypical old lady. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I kind of went like super old lady driving. Like I was super slow the whole time. You know, 20 to 30 miles below the speed limit just to be safe. Um, but it worked. Ah, dang it. Um, and I've got the 1,000 in it. My only thing is like it's expensive. That is an expensive game. Yeah, we're checking every wall because this game's got annoying secrets always. I thought these secrets in this game were always a bit annoying. Okay, so let me talk about last night's race. Last night was a mystery race, so we did not know what the mode was going into it. Um, we knew it was an enemizer. The tip that somebody told me about how enemizer works was true. Entomizers, if you see the EN characters at the bottom, it is an entomizer. So, it turns out it wasn't a basic entomizer, it was a boss shuffle. We never figured out if it was like full or chaos. There's slight differences between the two. But we found out it was fast Ganon, 7 crystals to be vulnerable, which that's fine. But I didn't check the tower. Turns out the tower was really fast. It became open at 2 crystals, and 2 items I needed were in the tower. So we last location to the tower. Only found the Master Sword. Forgot to check Sick Kid once I got my first bottle. Sick Kid had the flippers. Ganon's tower had the bow and the flute. So, and we had to go to the tower twice because I got antsy against... I found a Trinex on the ice floor in Ganon's tower. Trinex is not a boss I want to see in a room covered in ice. Ever. Like, that was painful. So I did like full left and found the Trinex, and I was like, hell no. And I had my flute, so I was like, well, I got the flute, that's good enough for me. Figured I'll go clear the stuff I can clear with the flute now, and then didn't find anything new, so I was like, well, you know, game pretty much gave me a big screw you, so let's go back. Did the right side of GT and found the bow. And then I went and did Eastern and Pod, and I didn't find the flipper still. So, another achievement, Secret Finder. Find the second hidden level. Thank you for the host, Subterfuge. Oh, I forgot the dialogue. So, but the scene was nice last night. Like, there was... It is a rat game. Like, I had Dark World access in like 8 minutes. It was a very logical progression to everything. I just forgot to go and do the checks that you should do. And unfortunately, going to the Sick Kid and GT earlier would have been smart. So, long story short, we lost by 45 minutes last night. Oh, and I also didn't find the Temperate Sword, which apparently was available. It was a hard mode seed. Not expert, so not as fun as I'm sure Olkesh would have loved to have heard. Oh. The duck. Find the hidden duck. So yeah, we did a Master Sword Ganon kill last night. First one in a while. Little easier because it wasn't expert. Um, but so I had a lot more health, but I still only had green mail and a Master Sword. And since it was a hard mode seed, it did tell. There was a cute little message when Ganon enters phase 4. He tells you where the silver arrows were, and in this one he's like, they're on planet Zebes. For anybody who doesn't know, planet Zebes is the location of Super Metroid. So they weren't in the game. Let's see, how are we doing? We're at 7 out of 11 achievements so far. We got to find the hidden arcade machine, find the hidden horse, find about the sword you can't pick up, and find the third hidden level. So, yeah, not a great race last night. That was more on me than the seed itself. Like, the seed was abundantly fair, and I just sucked. But we're gonna have those nights. So, we'll get better, you know. We just need to do better. Nothing to it, you know? But yeah, it was a decent seed. It was just I played it wrong in just about any way possible. So this one controls just about the same. I didn't get a promo for Reed Remastered, which was the first game in the series, call it a series now. Um, so I think for the first one, it had some of the same look. I've got to be honest, I don't like the filter on this game. It's got this weird haze to it that I'm not a big fan of. But oh man. So yeah, we're doing this, and then at 10:30, so another 20 minutes from now, we're going to sign up for the race. Oh, there's 3 blades there. That would be smart to notice. And then 10:40, 10:45, we'll end the stream for a moment just to kind of let this register on Keymail or Woovit, because I do want to make sure that the streams all, you know, register properly. And then we'll start up the Link to the Past race stream. As I said, it's an open mode today, so, you know, pretty much the most straightforward of the modes. Dang it. And then we'll do the race. And hopefully, you know, we'll pull out a win today. Open mode's a popular mode. We're in season 1 and we've been falling towards the bottom. It. I can post the link to the site, but yeah, I am quickly approaching last place of the rankings. Part of it is because I put myself out there a lot. So like I've done every mode now this season, at least tried once. So right. You're not wrong there. But yeah, it's mainly because like I've been trying every race. Who'd we find? The arcade machine, okay. Like because I'm trying every race type, I'm taking more losses in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's good. Like, some of the other players who are around my skill level, and I don't blame them, like, I would be scared of doing it, are avoiding those really hard game modes that I've been kind of like, let's do it and just see what happens. That first step is safe, okay. So like, Open and Ambrosia are definitely noob safe. Screw it, we're taking a death. I wouldn't say they're always like easiest. Like I've seen some bad open mode setups and some bad Ambrosia setups. But generally speaking, like you're gonna get a better look in an open or Ambrosia. Like I think we've had relatively decent seeds in those two modes. Whereas Inverted Key Sanity, Mystery, and Cross Keys are not going to hold your hand. Ever. Those two modes, especially Inverted Key Sanity and in Cross Keys, are out to hurt you, I feel like. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they have not been my friend. So. But yeah, my opponent last night actually was still around when I finished, even 45 minutes after they were done. So, we got to talk about it. So, told him, you know, what I did. The ladder community itself it's kind of new. Um, so the number of people on the who are registered for the ladder right now, I can tell you. Um, So like this is season 1 of the ladder. They just started it, and there are currently 243 people on the leaderboard. I'm number 242. The only person lower than me, I think, has a similar operating strategy of try every race. So, so I feel like that person and I are definitely like, let's just put ourselves in these bad positions and we're gonna learn. Um, but Link to the Past as a community is huge. It's there's like other things. There's a still thriving, as far as I know, speedrunning community around the game from like other mode sets. So like the NMG is still got plenty of people who run it, which is no major glitches. And then there's a restricted major glitches that I found out about and saw. There was a tournament going on recently, actually, for that mode. Um, so, like, I don't know how big, but it's definitely still got a very dedicated fan base that does stuff all the time. Found the third hidden level. Detective. Um, so a lot of people are kind of joking how that the ladder is actually destroying and maybe not destroying, but like it's stealing people from the old racing system. I don't know. I wasn't part of the old racing system, so it didn't steal me. I couldn't. As I've said countless times, the old community is strictly on Twitch, and well, I don't stream on Twitch, so like it's not going to change anything for me. Um, this became my chance to join the races. But there was a very thriving community on Twitch through SRL, Speedruns Live or whatever, and like they used to have like weekly. I think they still have weekly races, but it's one of those scenarios where it's just like, well, hey, you know, there's variety in the modes all the time. There's a variety of start times. So there's definitely this thought, like, at least from my perspective as somebody who's from the outside, of like, if I can do a race, the races shift all the time. So like the hours are different, and every night that I raced this week was a different mode. And at a slightly different hour. So the rotating schedule really helps people say, I can try something. And I think that's a good thing. Like, it's an opportunity to not just, we're going to go for this block first because it was a long path. So But it's definitely like it's a good setup. I really think what the guy put together is amazing. Like, and he wants to hear from people for feedback on like, hey, does this work? Does this not? Um, I like the fact that it's a 1v1 and you don't know who you're facing. Like, I think that's really cool. I mean, like you and I talked about this last time. Well, I don't know about that. There's something very straightforward about the racing system for this, and it's the rando. It's a shorter game, to be honest. Like the NMG and the glitch categories are like all under 2 hours, generally speaking. It's not like Red Dead has. I'm sure there's a short run of the game. I just don't think it's that short. And there's definitely an aspect to it which is, that ability, especially with the randomizer. Like I think that gives something new life. And that's a very like it's easy to see why that would do that. Ugh. Here's the question: will I get the 1000G before the end of the stream? Before I switch to the Zelda? Or will I die too much? I mean, it's crazy when you think like I don't know. I like the history of speedrunning type stuff. It's not a hobby for me to play, I think, but I enjoy like knowing about it. Um, you know, the original Super Mario Bros. We're talking like, old school Nintendo game. The first one. And that game's speedrun history is like very interesting when you think about like yeah, I love watching GDQ. Um, I watch that every year. Um, or both times every year. But you look at like Super Mario, and that game has been out even longer. And the major category for that game that everybody's like knows a bit about is the any percent, which is it's a sub 5 minute run. Um, and it's ridiculous because they have it so optimized at this point that they know um, like there's very little like they understand that like on certain levels now like there might be a tenth of a second to shave off the current record because of like the way that the frame rules work. And like I don't even understand that crap. But you talk to somebody who does know, and it's like, oh yeah, this trick you can only, or this like time save. Okay, so we just need to find the horse. You know, you have to do X, Y, Z, and like if you don't finish in this time frame, then you're on to the next frame rule. And oh, okay. Exactly. But that speed run requires warps. So like, oh yeah, Mario World was great. That is definitely I could definitely agree with that being quite possibly my favorite of them. Um, but that might also be just like when I played it. Like that was Super Nintendo is more my childhood than Nintendo. Um, which does kind of lend to something. My favorite, one of my favorite things to watch has been Super Mario ROM hack players. Um, and those aren't like randos like that I do a lot now. It's uh like these are purpose-built things and they are amazing. Yeah, I still haven't fixed or changed Adobe. I've honestly just it's been busy these past couple weeks and like I want to um so it's just like come on, you know, got to get to it. But been busy for work. Um and then the time that I've had free, I've kind of just like devoted it almost completely to streaming instead of like fixing things for the stream. Oh, this is the right way. No, I get that, you know. I remember those days when like I don't remember Super Nintendo so much. Like I don't think there were many games that like it was something where I knew like I had to ask for this for Christmas. Um, but N64 I remember those especially. But I also remember like buying games. You know what? Okay, you know what? I lied. I can say that there is a game on Super Nintendo that I remember wanting really bad and not being able to get for quite a while. But I remember renting it at not Blockbuster because we were not a Blockbuster family really. There was this place, this movie place called Movies. And um I remember renting multiple times because it was a game that took longer, and in my childhood, um, video gaming was a... Hey, there's the race sign up. Okay, let's do that. Um, so yeah, I'm aware of that movie. I just yeah. Um, so right, Power Glove. Um, so gaming was a privilege, and the privilege portion of it was that if um okay, what level do I have to get to find this flippin' horse? So yeah, gaming was a privilege, and it was a weekday. So like weekdays, I couldn't game ever during school year. But so that became like that was a game I rented multiple times. Level 29. I know, right? That was that was how it worked. And the thing was like this is gonna be a brag, but like I don't care. I was a nerd, and I did really well in school always. Um, so like I tried countless times to make the argument. You and me both. Um, but you know, it wasn't like, oh, there we go. There's the secret horse. I think that's 1000G. Yeah. Um, but it was one of those things where we didn't have like a lot either growing up. Like I was comfortable. It never was a problem. It was just like, you know, getting a new game was a big deal when I was a kid. So the games I had were the best, and I replayed them a ton. But no, Super NES, the one game I remember renting a lot of times was Super Mario RPG. Um, and then when the N64 came out, it was Banjo-Kazooie. I think I got the strategy guide for Banjo-Kazooie before I even owned Banjo-Kazooie. So like that was a game I played so many times. But okay, so what we're gonna do is we've been going for just under an hour today. But we got all the achievements in this one. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Um, and then we'll be back in. You know what? We'll play a little bit more. I've got plenty of time before this race starts. Let's try to knock out a few more levels. Why not? Um, but yeah, in a little bit we're gonna just end this. I'm gonna do some little prep work. This level's hard. Yeah, I'd say they were. I don't remember a ton. I mean, we rented a lot back in the day. And as I said, it wasn't Blockbuster for us. I think there, there was Blockbuster nearby. It was just never the place that we went to. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of playthroughs of that game. That ended up on a cutting room floor. You know what? You're at least, you're an older gamer like myself in a sense, you know. I know that there's still an age difference in terms of us. So, we've each dated some of our, yeah, I know. But, you and I both have, ooh, there's one. But okay, so and anybody else can answer, but I know at least as Ima said, has played games since the NES days. Um, but this is one that a lot of people that I talk to don't know about. So it's definitely a console that I have very, very strong memories of, but I know a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. The NEC Turbo Graphics or Turbo Duo. Does anybody know of this one? There we go. Yep, the TurboGrafx 16. The original home of Bonk, by the way. So we had one of those. We had both the console and um, the handheld. Everybody remembers like the Game Gear with its like 6 batteries. Um, Galaga 90. Yes. That is. Although I must say it had a lot of great shmups. Air Zonk. Oh my god, yes. Air Zonk was like one of my favorite games. Military Madness. Yep. Okay. You're just naming off my childhood there. Like, um, okay, so the new pinball game on Game Pass right now, Demon's Tilt or whatever. Um, it has it looks like a spiritual successor to a game I played a lot. Devil's Crush. Yep. I don't remember Alien Crush. I had Devil's Crush. Although I had a lot of games for that I probably didn't play. Um, as much as I love Zelda, there was a series of Zelda-like games. I can't think of their name right now, but very similar, like top-down adventure. Um, in terms of the shmups from that day and age, I have very fond memories of Blazing Lasers, Superstar Soldier, um, were there any other big ones? Those were the ones I really remember from back then, but I'm sure there were others. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick break at this point. Um, so yeah, this was Read 2. Um, another quick, easy 1000. Space Megaforce. Interesting. So, but yeah, they're actually coming out with a mini. Like they've done the SNES mini and like the Sega Genesis mini. They're doing a TurboGrafx mini, and I want to get it because it's got a lot of classics for me. Like I saw it, and it was like childhood personified for me, and I need it. So, but yeah, we'll be right back with a race. We're just gonna end the stream a little bit because I need at least a little bit of time. Yeah, I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I know I am because I've got a SNES Mini up there, and I need those things. But I'll be right back. Oh my God, racing. That was an amazing game. I don't care what anybody tells me. That might have been the worst game ever for all I know, but I loved it. Um, but yeah, I'll be back in just a little bit with a Zelda Rando race. So I anticipate the stream to go live again in about 10 minutes. So until then, I'll be right back. Once again, thank you to Radalaika Games for providing the key for Read 2. It's another quick gamer score game. No surprises there from them. It controls as good as Read Remastered did. So if you enjoyed it, then there you go. It's going to be fine. If you didn't and just want quick gamer score, it'll do that for you. Um, but I'm uninstalling it. We've made a little bit of a dent into the pile of promo. As I said, we had 6 games. We did one yesterday. We did one today. Yeah, we did Task Force Campus yesterday. We did Read 2 today. I think I'm doing the one that you're actually playing today, Dopey. Tomorrow, I'm going to do that Fury Unleashed. Probably. And then I've got a few others, but like 2 of them I can't. Okay, one I can't do till next week. One doesn't come out till June. And then we also got. So we've got Potata, Fury, and these are the 2 I'm going to save for later. But then just this morning, yesterday I'd said I didn't get a copy for Soko Bunny, that new game that looks like bunny parking, but instead is more of a block pushing puzzle game. I got a key for Soko Bunny, so expect to see that one too. But as I said, before I keep rambling on, I will be back with. Yeah, no, it's clearly the same dev. I'll be back with Rando Race open mode. We'll get set up, and then I will Yeah, I usually don't, but then I realized that I had like so many that I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget any, and that's helped me a bit. So I also like Wove. It's really easy because like they'll tell you which ones you haven't done, and you can't claim more until you do the ones you did. And any I get from Keymailer, I put a star next to the email as like, hey, you have to go do this still. So at least I have a system for myself. But now, like, I creating a group here has helped. So I'll be back in a little bit. Bye.